Hello and welcome back to the class, my dear students. Hope you have gone through my previous video where I have tried to introduce the number systems to you. So we have seen how the system has grown, starting from the natural numbers till we reach the rationals. And because the rationals were closed under all the four operations, that is the addition, multiplication, the subtraction, and the division, there was no necessity of a different set of numbers which we had to further grow or try to discover into. But because of the operations like squares and square roots, the need for this numbers other than the rationals began to be felt. And that is how the irrationals got introduced. And these irrationals are not a part of the rationals at all. And hence, I have shown you in the previous video how the rationals and the irrationals combined together to form a different group of numbers which we call the real numbers. And the real numbers includes all the numbers on the number line. So we have seen that on the number line also. We have already seen in our previous classes how we locate our rationals on the number line. Now, when we talk about rationals, we know their decimal representation is either terminating, or if it is not terminating, then at least it will be recurring. So we have seen how to locate these rationals on the number line in the previous classes. Now, because we have found that on the number line, other than the rationals, we have the irrationals also. So there should be a way in which we should be able to identify or locate these numbers on the number line. Now, irrationals, their decimal representation is not very easy to understand because other than being non-recurring and non-repeating, they are not easily located on the number line because of their nature of non-recurring and non-repeating. That is, none of the digits in the decimal part is going to repeat. So it is going to be an endless array of decimals, and hence representing them or locating them on the number line is not an easy job. Now we are going to do a small activity today which will allow us to easily locate all the irrationals on the number line by the use of our knowledge of the Pythagoras theorem, where you're going to deliberately bring in right triangles and see how you can locate these irrationals on the number line. So now let us go to that activity. Now this is a construction activity. So you must have your white sheet, your pencils, your erasers, your rulers, and your compass with you. So you get ready with that, and by the time I shall share my screen so that you can follow the steps as I am doing it here. Because I'm going to do it slowly, I'll be pausing every step and taking you forward so you can do it at your speed. In case you miss any of the steps, because I'm going to share this video with you, it should be very easy for you to follow the steps. So let us go on. I'm just sharing my screen. Now I hope you are seeing my screen. Let me bring this down so that it doesn't interfere with my canvas here. So this is my canvas where I'm going to construct or bring the number line and locate the irrationals on the number line. So because my activity is to locate the irrationals on the number line, my first step is to bring the number line. So drawing the number line is a very simple step. That is, you have to draw a horizontal line and mark the origin, that is 0, and take say 1, 2, 3, 4, at least the first 4 numbers on the positive side of the number line. Now, if you take it as 1 centimeter scale, then it will be a very, very small number line for you. So you can scale it as 1 unit is equal to 5 centimeters, and hence you will mark it as 0, 5, 10, 15, and 20, which will show it to you as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the number line. So first let me draw the number line and locate these points 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the positive direction. Keeping in mind that my scale I have taken is every unit that I mark on the number line is equal to 5 centimeters. So you will see this process now. Now, as it is drawing, I shall speak also slowly so that you understand what is happening there also. So this is the first point I take on the number line. Then I go to a distance of 5 centimeters and mark the second point, call it A. That is your 1 on the number line. So it is showing it there. Next, I will mark the next point again 5 centimeters away and mark it as some G. This is for the procedure. I've taken a few alphabets like this. You also follow the same. It will be easy for you. And the next point will be again 5 centimeters away and I call it R. This is your 3 on your number line. And the last one will be your point again 5 centimeters away from R, which will be marked as U. Then you will join all this to form the number line. So this is the first step. You have located the number line. That is, you start with the origin 0, then A is 1, G is 2, R is 3, and U is 4. So you have marked these first 4 numbers on the number line. Now you're going to locate the first, say the 6 or 7 irrationals. We will start from root 2. Root 2 is that smallest irrational that we know. So we will start and find out how we can find out root 2 on the number line. So till your root 10 when you mark, all of them are going to lie within the 0 to 4. So that is why I stopped at 4. If you want to still expand the number line and find the remaining irrationals, you can go about doing it. Now this is our first activity in our class 9 also. So please try to understand it properly. You have to repeat it and paste it in the record also. So you may have to do it quite a number of times before you attain that precision of your construction. Now let me continue with the next step. Now see what is happening there. Now once your number line is ready, next you have to construct a 90 degrees at A, because I told you I'll be bringing the Pythagoras here. So I take my protractor and mark a 90 degrees at A, and then I join that with a straight line. So I have constructed my 90 degrees at A. So this step you have to first do it. So I'm asking you to do it with a protractor. So keep your protractor at A and construct the 90 degrees. So once your 90 degrees is done, what is this distance OA? It is 1 unit. Though it is 5 centimeters because of your scale, we are considering it to be 1 unit each on the number line. So you have to take this unit length on your compass, keep it at A and cut an arc so that your distance ON or whatever you're going to mark here is going to be also 1 unit. So we are going to construct a triangle with 2 of its sides being 1 unit each. So this is the next step that we shall do. So once the 90 degrees is ready, I take OA as the radius and I cut an arc on the 90 degrees that I have constructed. And I mark that point as, say I call it some N, and I join, it is B, and then join it with a straight line. So what did I do? I'm just repeating. I have taken the length OA in my compass, kept my compass at A, and I have cut an arc. And I name that point of intersection of the arc and the 90 degrees as P. Now this is giving me a right triangle. You should be able to see that. This is a right triangle that I've got, which is right angled at A. So when I apply the Pythagoras on this right triangle, OAB, OB is my hypotenuse, which is the side opposite to the right angle. So my OB square will be equal to AB square plus OA square. Each of them is having a distance or a length of 1 centimeter or 1 unit. So OA square is again 1 square, AB square is 1 square. So 1 square plus 1 square will be 2. So your OB square will be 2. And hence the OB will be square root of 2. I've just written this as square root of 2. I didn't have the symbol for square root on the robo compass, so I had to just show it like this so that you understand this length OB represents root 2. Now, because I know this length OB represents root 2, I'm going to take this length OB in my compass, keep my compass at O and take a distance of OB in the compass, and I will bring this down. This arc, I will bring it down because I'm having a circle with radius OB. So wherever that circle goes and intersects the number line, that will become your point root 2 on the number line. So see what I'm doing next. Okay, I've taken OB as the radius, and from there I have cut an arc. And wherever the arc is meeting the number line, that will be my point root 2. So I have located root 2 there, and hence I will continue this procedure now at that new point. Now I will draw this 90 degrees here. Again, I will take the length OA in my compass, cut an arc here. Maybe I'll play it, then it will be easy for you to understand. So again, I have located that C, which is going to be my root 2. That point C, which is there on the number line, is representing the length root 2. So I have located root 2 should be lying somewhere here. That is at point C on the number line. Now to get the next irrational, that is root 3, I'm going to construct a 90 degrees at C. That's exactly what is happening there now in the video. So you will continue the same procedure. You have constructed a 90 degrees there. Then you should take this length OA in your compass. That's what is the next step. Once you take the length OA, which is the unit length in your compass, keep the compass at C and cut an arc. So wherever that is intersecting the 90 degrees, that will be your next point of intersection. Now you will get the next right triangle or the second right triangle. See how it's drawing. See, once you get the point of intersection, which I call it as some point, say D, I join OD. Now look at what is this OD. Now this OCD has again formed a right triangle because we have constructed a 90 degrees at C. So ODC is a right triangle where OD is the hypotenuse. So again, when I apply the Pythagoras, OD square will be equal to DC square plus OC square, or this OC square plus this DC square is going to complete the OD square. Now what is OC according to my number line? That is the length root 2, because your OB and OC are nothing but the radii of the same circle. So your OC also is going to be root 2. And your DC I know is 1 unit because I've taken the length OA and I have cut this arc here. So DC is 1 and OC is root 2. So when I square these two sides, root 2 square is root 2 into root 2, which will become 2. So OC square has become 2 and your DC square has become 1. So 2 plus 1 becomes 3. So your OD square will be 3. So my OD will automatically become root 3, or this length OD represents root 3. So if I take this length OD in my compass and bring it down to the number line, wherever it intersects the number line, that will become your point root 3 on the number line. So we will see how it's marking it there. You can see it is taking OD and marking that point there. So that point will be located as root 3 now. So you will continue this process. Now you got a new point there, say you call it E here. Now that E represents your root 3 because your OE and your OD will be of the same length. They are the radii of the same circle. All right. So this OE will represent root 3. Now again at E, if you construct a 90 degrees, you will get a right triangle with root 3 as one of its sides, and the other side we are deliberately taking it as 1 unit. So root 3 square will be 3 plus 1, 4. So the hypotenuse of the next right triangle that you draw will be root 4. So like this you can go on and continue till you reach root 10. Now let us see what happens to root 4 when it is constructed. You should note it carefully and see where it is going to intersect the number line. Now again I construct a 90 degrees at E. Then I take a length of OA or 1 unit in my compass, keep it at E, cut an arc. Then the point of intersection, I call it as some F. Join OF. Now OF is your hypotenuse of the right triangle OEF. Now this OF will represent root 4. Now what is square root of 4? It is going to be 2 because we know 2 into 2 becomes 4, or root 4 is nothing but 2. So when I bring this down, this should exactly pass through 2 on the number line. Let us see if it is going to happen. Okay, so I take OF and I draw the arc down. Can you see exactly it is coinciding with the root? That is, you are seeing the 2 on the number line. Your root 4 is exactly passing through 2. So when you do the root 9, that arc should exactly pass through your 3. That is how you confirm that every step that you move forward, you are able to do your construction very, very accurately. Now this construction requires lots of accuracy. So you should have sharp pencils, good rulers. You should be doing your construction sitting in a convenient position and try to see that you are locating all the irrationals starting from root 2 till root 10. So this is our first activity. So you should be able to complete this now without any doubts. So again, you see at G, I am constructing the 90 degrees. The next step, you should be aware now, I'll take the length OA in my compass, keep the compass at G and cut the arc. Now that point of intersection of the arc and the line, I mark it as some H, let me say. Then I will be joining the H and the O. As usual, I will take that radius in my compass as OH. And hence I should be able to pull it down to the number line to locate the next irrational, which is going to be root 5. And hence I mark it as this point I. Now like this, you should be able to continue and complete till root 10. So this is the activity which I wanted to share with you. Now because I have explained the steps as the construction was going on, you should be able to repeat it completely and see. Now once again I shall play all these steps without any pause so that you know how continuously you have to do it. So now I'm not going to speak in the video. You are just going to watch how from root 2 till root 5 we have reached, and further you should take it forward from root 5 till root 10. So this is the activity which you will complete on your classwork once, and you will repeat it on an unruled sheet because you're going to locate all this. Maybe in the classwork you can stop till root 5 or root 6. Then till root 10 you need it for the activity on your record. So for that, you can take a nice plain white sheet and do the construction carefully. Now, you may not have so much gap in between when you're doing the construction, but don't worry. You should be able to do it neatly. There's no need to bring so many colors into your construction because you will be using only your pencil there. So do it with little accuracy, good sharp pencils, good compass, nicely cut the arc. It should be a single cut. All these basic skills of construction you should be able to apply because you are in class 9 now. You should be able to do the construction with more precision because this construction requires lots of accuracy and precision so that you locate the irrational properly on the number line. It should not be a very untidy work. So I hope you should be able to do this. Once again, I'll play the entire steps till we root 5. I'll be showing it to you. You should take it forward. So as you see the first step, we will be locating the first 4 points on the number line. I have taken a scale of say 5 centimeter equals 1 unit. So it's marking it slowly there. The next point again, it will be point G. It will be representing 2 on the number line. So on, so forth, you will go. Mark the next 2 points. It is enough till 4 if you mark because my root 10 is going to fall somewhere between 3 and 4 only. So if I have the first 4 numbers marked on the number line, that should be more than enough. That's why I'm giving a gap and taking a scale there. I'm not taking it as 1 centimeter. So this is done. So the next step, I have to construct the right triangle. So the right angle should come at A. So I should bring my protractor, keep it at A. The 90 degrees is done. Yes, next you take the length OA in your compass, keep it at A, cut the arc. Mark the point of intersection. Join that point B to O. Your first right triangle is ready. That OB is the hypotenuse, which is root 2. So you'll keep your compass back at O and pull it back on the number line, which will give you root 2, which you will call it as point C, which will represent your root 2. Next, continue the same set of steps so that you go on to the next irrational, which is root 3. So the second right triangle is going to give me the hypotenuse OD, which represents root 3. Now that's exactly why I've done it in a different color so that you see it is a different line in a second right triangle. So now continue, bring it down. Wherever it is going to intersect the number line, that will be your point E representing root 3. Again, continue with the 90 degrees at E now. Then cut an arc of unit length OA, mark the point of intersection as some F, join OF, the third right triangle is ready. That OF is your hypotenuse, which is representing root 4. So when I try to bring it down to the number line, the length OF should exactly coincide with 2 on the number line, because we know root 4 is 2. Now continuing with again a 90 degrees at G now. Okay, so you bring the unit length OA on that 90 degrees. The point of intersection, we will call it as H. Join your O and H. Your fourth right triangle will be ready, and the hypotenuse OH will represent root 5. And hence, when you take that length on your compass and bring it down to the number line, what you will be locating is the root 5, which I will mark it as some point, say call it I. So if you go on like this, the alphabets will continue and you will reach R, and then you will reach till T. T will be your root 10. In an order, when you go labeling in a chronological order, your T, the alphabet T will represent your root 10. So complete this activity. I think I can stop my screen share here. You can go through the video any number of times so that you are confident to complete this construction. So once this is done, I will meet you in another class with the next activity that we have to do. Again, we'll be locating the irrationals with a different method. This is a direct method that we have used. The same irrationals can be again located on the number line with another exciting activity, which is a little more, I wouldn't say it is complicated. It requires a little more skill of geometry or your construction. So I will meet you on the other end with the second activity in the next video. Please complete this in your classwork and also on a white sheet, which we shall transfer to our record, because this is our first activity for class 9. So it is a thank you from this side, and bye. Please try it seriously.